Moving right along, because I do want to get into something else that is very complicated. Well, I guess it's not super complicated. We get some fish though. 2 stacks of fish here. Because I have upgraded my Mariculture setup over here. You can see I now have 2 vats, and there's something different in that vat. That's fish oil in there. And the reason I wanted fish oil in there is because I want to make some polished logs. And the logs require 30,000 millibuckets of fish oil, so you got to use the biggest vat in order to make them. And that's just the only reason I want to do logs is because it seemed like a little more efficient than making the polished sticks or polished planks individually. And I figured if I had any other uses for the logs or the planks, it'd just be best to start with logs. But I need the polished sticks in order to make some extra fishing rods in order to make an auto fisher, because I want to get into some more fish breeding and at least show you what to do with that. So yeah, I upgraded this. These have some now have some pneumatics in them. This one basically says block quicklime, so quicklime won't go in there. Everything else that comes out the back will go in there, which this is set to block molten magnesium and pure titanium, which is the only thing I process in there that I want to go that direction. And for some reason it's got some fluid in there and it's apparently not working. Not going to worry about that right now. And then this one is set to only accept quicklime. So this one won't accept anything but quicklime, and this will only not accept quicklime. So the reason I set that up like that is because there's an occasion that I might want to use this vat to make the heat resistant glass, in which case all I got to do, I think, well, that's not even sure. I used it to make heat resistant glass before, but the problem is I don't even think that would work at this point because, well, I'd have to turn the quicklime on because it needs quicklime and aluminum in there. But I have enough heat resistant glass that I don't think I would actually need to ever make any more. I look at glass, I've got 22 left, and I made some of the heat resistant, actually, right there on the screen, the heat resistant glass bottles from Mariculture that allow you to pick up liquid metals in them and move them around 2 ingots at a time per bottle, which is also what you got to make in order to be able to get some fluid in your inventory in order to use it in these filters on the fluid ducts. So that was why I needed to make them. So fish oil, you can make this with, you can make it with regular old vanilla fish. You don't get a lot of fish oil from these guys, but they are really easy to get with an auto fisher. So I've got tons of them. We look in here, fish, and if you see this elaborate setup over here on the side, I've got this set up to it's blocking, let's see, where's that? It's blocking the upgrades that I store in this chest so that they don't cycle around through the piping system. But anything else you put in here will cycle around and fill up the furnace. And then I put this back here so that it doesn't get backstuffed. So once the furnace is full, items will then start to just kind of go around in a loop so that they don't get backstuffed in the server, or that, you know, bad things won't happen. But now that'll keep those other 2 stacks, it'll keep the 2 stacks of fish in there, keep filling up this up with oil, because I do need 30,000 millibuckets in order to make that impregnated log. Now, let's see, I think I already made 2 of the rods. Yeah, I've made 2 rods. I'm just going to skip to that point. So once this gets full of fish oil, 30,000 millibuckets, you put 1 log in there, and it'll use up all that fish oil and give you a polished log, which you can then make polished planks, and then you can use those polished planks to make polished sticks. Makes sense, right? Fish. And my end goal here is an automatic fisher. Right, here we go. So I think I have the stuff in there to make one. I actually want two of these, I think, because the new, and I'm not sure what kind of fishing rod I want to put in it. Maybe I should use one of these reed fishing rods, because I have a bunch of them. Let's see, it needs ant bait, grasshopper bait, or bread. If I look at what bait, I believe I got a bunch of bait. Yeah, there's ant bait, and grasshopper bait. I got a bunch of bait from a quest way back, way back. So now I can take and finally use some of that stuff up, and it's really not hard to get more of it because I believe one of those comes from leaf blocks, and you know I have a bunch of leaf blocks. So yeah, whoa, spider. Really, spider? You know, leave me alone. Yeah, I've had a little issue with some mobs spawning down here, and that thing keeps catching slimes and random farm animals that get thrown out of the pens by the bees. Anyway, autofisher. So yeah, relatively easy to make. It requires, and I'm going to make another one here in a minute, so you actually get to see the whole process off. This requires RF to, whoops. I guess it'd help if I put it next to the right block. There we go. This requires RF to function. So I actually want it to go right here. There we go, now it has RF. See, fully functional. Okay, so this is the interface. That's the first time I've seen it. We toss a fishing rod in there. So if we toss our grasshoppers and our ants in there, you can see it's already starting to work. The auto eject items is on. That should be good. It should eject items back into the Tesseract, and they will end up in the main system. So I'm going to end up with a bunch of fish in the main system. So, gosh, I almost wish I could. I wonder if I can make a fish tank and attach a storage bus to it to keep this fish in. That would be interesting. I might have to experiment with that. I'll do that maybe off camera, and I'll let you know next episode if that is a legitimate thing. I don't know. The fish tank is kind of funny, and I don't want to. Yeah, that might like crash the world and stuff. So I will definitely want to make a backup and everything. So I have no idea what's going to happen when I connect a storage bus to a fish tank. I'm just going to watch this, make sure. Now I can put some upgrades in this. I probably should go get some upgrades. Most likely the best upgrade I want to put in here is going to be the hyperkinetic. That's going to speed this up a bunch. So I just want to wait for at least one action to go through, see what happens. Make sure that the world don't crash. Okay, something happened. Now whether it caught a fish or not, I don't know. It used up 2 bits of bait in there, I think. Yeah, 2 bits of bait. Put that stuff back in there. If I look on here for fish, it doesn't show anything new. Maybe it didn't catch anything. So maybe it's not 100% chance. Come back up here and see how my vat of oil is doing, because I want to get that second auto fisher ready to go. Yes, it is full of oil, so now all I got to do is take a log of any sort, put it in there, and these also require these wooden construction blocks. These are oops, I'm not even sure how to pronounce that. Wooden construction blocks. These are just logs and fence. Nothing difficult there. So You can see it's doing its thing, gets particles on top of it while it's working, and as soon as it's done it should suck. I think it sucks up all of that oil. Let's see, and it's still processing more oil, but that will immediately fit into the vat once it's done. Yes, there it goes, sucked it all up, and now I have a polished log. Let's see if this has any recipes. Usages. Okay, the only thing you can use the polished log for is to make the polished planks. Let's see what the usage is for polished planks. The only thing for polished planks is the polished sticks. Polished sticks actually have a couple uses. Wooden fishing rods and golden thread. Not too much else though. So yeah, the only reason to do this is maybe for some efficiency. In the big vat, doing the polished logs, because polished logs really aren't useful for anything. Neither are the planks, other than to get the sticks, which are then going to be used to make your fishing rod. And I need 2 of them to make another autofisher. Look that up again. Here we go. There's a raw fish in the system. Takes a raw fish, not a live one. So if you have byproducts left over from breeding, that's a good use for them. As any of these crafting recipes that require raw fish, you can use the ones that die off in your fish breeding tanks to craft with. Either that, or you can just take a live fish and throw it on the ground and it'll die. So there's that. I'm gonna want to get my other rod. I'll go with the reed rod again with this one. And I need a S-I-V, S-I-E. Let's see, do I still have a sieve? F. Yes, there it is. I do still have a sifter. Good, good. And I believe it is, well, I'm going to try the leaf blocks. I think that'll give me something. It'll give me something. So if I put maybe I should put that down near the actual auto fisher down there. We'll go ahead and set this up right down by the actual machine. Okay, maybe there. Seems like a good enough place. You can put the auto fisher right there. Load it up with a fishing rod, and to use this you just toss stuff on top of it, and that gives me grasshopper bait. Excellent. And leaf blocks. So there's another use for all those tons of leaf blocks that I have. I can use them to make bait for my auto fishers. Oops. Maybe if I just drank another swig of my potion here. Make things easier, right? There we go. Okay, so this is still working. Yeah, looks like it. The other thing I want to do with these, I think at the moment, and there might be something, I need to look into different upgrades, but the upgrade that I definitely want to put in here is hyperkinetic to make it work faster. That might make it use more power, which, let's see, I only put half of the apiaries working again, so yeah, I've got 9% power reserve. That's okay. That's good. Without all that bee stuff going, it gives me a little more power to work with. But I want to make hyperkinetic upgrades, so that would be, let's look up upgrade, be the easiest way to find it. Hyperkinetic upgrades are these ones that have like a little round sugary symbol on them. So sugar and iron is level 1. We're going to go with Level 2 is a bit of aluminum and more sugar. Easy enough. Tier 3 is starting to use some titanium and some ice, which we should have. I should have ice. Yeah, there it is. There's two different kinds of ice, and I definitely don't have the other kind. So, and if we go back to up, I may or may not be able to produce the tier 4 one right now because, well, just have to make some. Okay, I want to do this, so I will get into that here in a second. So what's other things that it needs? So that is going to require another device. So it needs a powered, what's that, gold? Oh, something else I did between this episode and last is I added all the recipes to turn the blocks into ingots, just so the system would be able to continue and automatically craft, you know, anything that it needed for ingots. It can just, you know, make the ingots out of the blocks if it needs to. So yeah, those are in here now. I need, what else does it, oh yes, a blacksmith's hammer, an anvil, which I believe is going to require a bunch of construction bricks, nether bricks, burnt bricks. Construction bricks require burnt bricks. So do I have any of this stuff? That's the question. I have some burnt bricks. How many do I have? Do I have enough to make the 3 things and then still make the... I do. Blacksmith anvil. Great. I'm also going to need a black s2e. I'm going to need a blacksmith's hammer, which great. I have the stuff for that. Nether bricks and some more burnt bricks. So now I need some blocks of aluminum. Let me get 2 of those. And I want to set this up over here in the general area of the Mariculture stuff. Let's see. Now one thing is here. So I want it on this side. Kind of want it on, I think I want it over here. So I'm just going to put it right there. Yeah, sure, why not? So now to use this, you shift an item into it. There we go. The aluminum blocks are now in there. And then you take your hammer and... No, that's not it. Maybe it's left click. So that goes into the... There we go. Do I have to... Oh no, it's not done, see? And then you have to do it a bunch of times. So put that back in, and then left click it. Just keep left clicking it. Smash, smack, smack. Hammer, hammer, hammer. Kind of similar to how an actual blacksmith... Oh, that gave me 8 sheets. I don't need more than that. So I guess I didn't need the 2 aluminum blocks. That was pretty easy. So yeah, to use the blacksmith's anvil, you first build it out of the burnt bricks and make the burnt construction blocks and stuff like that. And then you just right click an item into the anvil and then left click the anvil with the hammer until it produces the result that you're looking for. So now if I look up upgrade, this is going to be nice because now I can upgrade all of my hyperkinetics to the tier 4 ultimate hyperkinetic, and I can now use those instead, so that'll make everything go real fast, hopefully. I don't know how it works as far as power consumption. I would assume that it uses more power with a hyperkinetic. I need 2 of these, don't I? So put it up now, and yeah, you can see immediately that this bar is moving very fast now with just the 1. And you could put 3 hyperkinetics in there and it would probably just whoosh, 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 zoom by. I'm going to save the other 2 slots for other upgrades after I figure out which ones will work with it and So I almost feel like I should teach it how to make these. But I'm not going to need that many of them, so just get another one of those. Give me one of those. Upgrade there. Uh-oh. What am I missing? Oh, I know what I'm missing. I'm missing titanium. Which I have some titanium. It just in block form. That's one of the ones I didn't teach the system to convert from blocks. I didn't think I would have that much need for it. So back to looking at upgrades. Give me the hyperkinetic ultimate. There we go. Another ultimate hyperkinetic. And I can zip back down there and upgrade the other one now. So that should be done. And really, I think I don't need this autofisher, this one, so much anymore. Now that I have these guys set up, these are going to provide me with the fish that I actually want for breeding, and I can use them for the oil and everything else. So the only thing I would need the vanilla fish for at this point would be for recipes, and I believe I have more than enough of them in the system to complete anything that might be required for any other quests. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that up. Don't need it now. And I'll leave these two guys running with their grasshopper bait. That one's got the ant bait. I probably should go ahead and grab some more leaf blocks and fill those up. That's going to give me some new fish. Now, when we did the upgrade from, what was it, 2.1.4 to 2.1.6, I skipped the 1.5 because it had all kinds of issues. So a lot of the fish changed. Some of these fish that I have from before, I don't know if they're still available or not, but I know one thing for sure. If we look up raw fish in here, okay, so yeah, it looks like all those ones are still available, but a lot of these are new and or different. Like spiderfish, I believe, was not in previous versions, and this guy, whatever that is, white margin stargazer, yeah. So yeah, the fish has changed a bunch, and the wiki is not accurate on breeding species and stuff anymore because it still lists the old version of Mariculture information because it's pretty changed. So when I get into this, I'm going to be basically experimenting. I probably have some fish in here that are, what's that need? I probably have some fish in there that need to be given a mate. I think that's what this guy is waiting for. So I'm been experimenting with this. I'm hoping that, yeah, that should work out just perfect. No, not quite, because it's... So what I'm trying to do here is I want the goldfish to be the last, or to be the last male when the female dies, so that hopefully I need a fish that'll, let's see, I need a male fish that will, well, I've got, no, that's a purebred. I'm trying to save that one. Do I have something in here? Squid. This needs something temporary-ish. Minnows. I should be getting a bunch of these new fish anyway from the auto fishers now, so it's probably not a big deal. So if I toss this minnow in there for the moment, I just want to wear this one down a little bit because I want this goldfish to be the male in there when the female cod ends her lifespan, so that the goldfish is the one that hopefully will crossbreed with. I don't think it looks at the whole life of the fish because I've had different fish in here. I will find out shortly. You're going to get one more tick and then, okay, so now this one can go in there. So this one has 59 health, this one has 35. The female will die off before this male goldfish, which is what I wanted. And this minnow, you can die. Dead minnow. Okay, now we got raw minnow, and those can be, raw fish can be turned into fish meal, or you can turn them into fish oil, or you can use them in crafting recipes. So they are useful. Don't just trash them or anything. I like to use, well, most of the time I like to use them for fish food for the next generation. So it kind of works out. I'll put those back in there. So yeah, my cod died off and she left me some eggs. And I can put them in my breeder now. And this is all, for me, it's all just random experiment. That's weird. Random experiment, there it goes. Sort of, ish. It's shown page 2. Whatever. It'll update whenever I log off and log back in. So now I just gotta wait for this to incubate all these eggs, and if it doesn't get any extras, it will produce a breeding pair at the very end if there's nothing else there. So that is Mariculture. I think I'm running out of time now. I have a raw cod. Raw cod will give you a lot more oil and a lot more fish meal if you melt it down or turn it into fish food. Let's see here. Those guys are all done. Yes. And the other nice thing is when you open this inventory and it mouse over this, it'll show you what it's going to give you. So cod will give me 2.5 buckets of fish oil, whereas the vanilla fish only gives you 1/10 of a bucket. So if I melt that guy down, that's going to significantly increase the level of fish oil back there. So yeah. Whoa, what the little funky thing going on there. So yeah, like I said, this is going to be the last time I talked about bees on this on the series. I will do any more of that stuff off camera that I need done, but I do have everything. Basically, it's everything is as elite as possible with the different super bee templates and stuff. Then I showed you the start of the Emerald Tower. That's a lot to go on there. If you have any suggestions about, you know, how this could look, I'm not 100% sure on the large obsidian bricks, especially for the internal walls. I don't know. I'm definitely not set on that. I might change that. And fortunately, since these are all custom blocks, it's really easy to change. So let me know what your opinion is on that, and I might change some of that stuff. I do want it to be really gaudy and look like it is very decadent. I think emerald blocks are pretty decadent. I mean, even though they're not really emerald blocks, you wouldn't know that if I didn't tell you. So I think it is that time. I've shown you the fish oil thing, the upgrades to the Mariculture, and explained how to use a blacksmith anvil. That's kind of an interesting process, a little different than most other crafting processes in Minecraft, where you actually put something in there and then you would beat on it with a hammer. And literally beat on it because you're left clicking, you know, like attacking it. You attack the anvil with the hammer with the stuff in it. So yeah, that's a cool process. I like that. And I showed you how to make an autofisher. All that stuff is really not too difficult now that I'm looking at it, and how to get the bait out of your oak leaves and use reed fishing rods. Now I might upgrade to titanium fishing rods in my autofishers, and I don't know how they would react to having the RF fishing rods. You can see these fishing rods are already taking quite a bit of damage, so I'm either going to have to replace them often or figure out something. I don't know if I can enchant these or not. I will look into some of that stuff, and next episode will definitely be an update on, I will definitely have an update on some mariculture stuff, fish and such. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm about to open my disappointment for the day. I shouldn't say that, because sometimes, especially like maybe one last episode was fairly disappointing. But maybe, was it 2 episodes ago? Because I had that one episode I didn't do any quests. Like maybe 2 or 3 episodes ago I had a really good set of rewards where I actually got some stuff that I liked, which included some more aura nodes, and I've got a pretty decent amount of aura nodes now. I think I might even have some downstairs. I'm getting off track. I might even have some down here. Yeah, I have 16 more down there. So yeah, I have more than enough aura nodes to make my wand charging station, which that might be what I put in the center of the bottom floor of the magic tower over there. I don't know. I still haven't decided where I'm going to put the altar, because I want to have the infusion altar, I want to have the blood altar, and I want to have the wand charging station in there. And then everything, pretty much everything Thaumcraft related and everything blood magic related will go on over here once this is done. So I am way off track again. So I'm trying to wrap up the episode, and I'm still just kind of going on and on and on. So let me open my rewards. Let me get a different. Let me come down here. It's just a little different setting than my usual. Because I've noticed that I've been ending all my episodes in the industrial room. So let's end them in the library this time. I might move all this over there too. Nah, I don't know. Probably not. This is just a nice, convenient little setup right here. I might duplicate it over there, but I won't move this one. So first reward. Ender lily seeds. Well, I've got a bunch of those, so that's not too exciting. Jaded princesses. Boy, aren't I glad I bred those. And machine frames. That doesn't seem very epic to me. So yeah, a bit of a disappointment today. At least the machine frames are useful. The jaded would have been awesome, like maybe 10 episodes ago before I bred mine. And well, the ender lilies, is as much as I have ender lily seeds, tons of them, but I also have tons of ender pearls, so I have no particular need to grow. Oh, I got an ender trophy, but I have no particular need to grow them. So come up here. Do I have an ender trophy? I do not. This would be a good place for an ender trophy, because if anybody's silly enough to click it, and I'm not going to do it right now. Well, yeah, I will do it right now before I finish this episode out, because this is cool. Oh, they changed it. He throws ender pearls at you now. Oh, does that... Oh, I see. So, yeah, wherever that pearl lands, you would get teleported to, but since it's going to end up in the void, I'm not going to get teleported there. Oh. Okay. Awesome. It's a kind of a cool place for him to be, because if I actually had a huge amount of land, he would teleport me randomly to some far off place. Great. Then I will end it up here today instead of the industrial room. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know I was having fun today. So if you did, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If you didn't, comment anyway. Let me know what I can do to make the next one a little bit better. I keep trying to make them better every time. I hope that I am succeeding. If I'm not, let me know. Later.